We know each other because I was a former landlord. I used to own a property in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. What I did is I proposed civilian oversight of police. I was going to sue police for violating my civil rights, and I was contacting legislators to improve my situation, where I, get some action in the courts because they're biased against landlords, and same thing with police. So I got out of jail after being railroaded in. I'd lost, basically lost everything. So you and I and two others talked about suing Connecticut and going and suing police. So what happened to you shortly after? We started talking about suing the police and making the courts fair.
Retaliation from the police department.
All right. So you had a 14-year-old girl, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, yep.
And she was a police officer's.
Girl, I bought this house. When I bought this house, it was during the daytime. I didn't realize what happened at nighttime.
And
my next door neighbor, there was two girls living there. A girl named Cheyenne and Brittany.
And they were alleged prostitutes?
Her mother was definitely a prostitute, and her two daughters were prostitutes. And what happened was that her mother was caught so many times that she couldn't go do it anymore. She'd send her daughters outside.
And so were these 14-year-old prostitutes having sexual relations with Enfield police officers?
Well, from what I heard, I can tell you what I have heard. It's probably not a proven fact, but from what I was understanding, that he was visiting with Cheyenne. He was
Officer who?
Officer Vegan.
How do you spell that?
V-A-G-A-N.
All right. So did his prostitute girlfriend attack you on your property?
What happened was I bought the house next door for the sole fact that evicting everybody out of the house because of the prostitution, the drugs, the drive-bys, and everything that was happening over there was too crazy.
Drive-by shootings?
No, the drive-by shootings, no. The kids were up on the street with all the bass boom boxes. You couldn't sleep at nighttime. They would be outside in the streets with the radios blasting and no one would do anything. So when I bought the house, I started the eviction process against them. About a month before the eviction was going through, I just came home from New Hampshire, and I guess the girls next door were served with papers from the judge to leave, and she came over and attacked me.
So how did she attack you?
She came up from behind me and started punching me and pushing me.
And so what happened after that?
Her mother called the police on me.
Were you attacked in front of your wife and children?
I was attacked by the neighborhood kids. The neighborhood kids were telling the police officers that I never touched her and it was only her. That she was the one that came over and swung at it. They were telling the officers that it was her. They said they didn't care because it involved a minor, they were going to arrest me.
All right, I'm a landlord, and I was attacked in my own property after police told me to leave the state or else. They wanted me to shut up about the crime. They really didn't want to do anything about the drugs, prostitution, vandalism. They really didn't want to have to do any work at all. They just wanted to hang out with young girls. So you were attacked by Cheyenne, a 14-year-old prostitute, allegedly. And so was she facing any jail time? Or
they let her go.
All right.
When I went to court, they dismissed all their charges, and they kept pressing the charges against me. They gave her a breach of peace. They gave me assault charge in the second degree, breach of peace, and I forgot what the other one was. They put a bond on me. They let her go. Matter of fact, they showed her my license, my social security card, and all my information while we were both being processed together.
So you were facing a year and a half in jail, no deals, correct?
They were telling me there were going to be no deals. They told me I was facing a year in jail.
A year and a half?
I was a year. And they told me that before I was facing a year, I was threatening to sue the police department for what they did to me. I believe that the court systems were retaliating against me, telling me that if I didn't drop, if I was going to pursue a lawsuit, they were definitely going to convict me. they said that I couldn't sue something that I wasn't going to be convicted of. In order to get out of my charges, I had to tell them that I wasn't going to sue the town of Enfield.
All right, but that was after on freespeech.com. I don't blog there anymore, and also on MrLandlord.com. There was like what, hundreds of letters that were sent about your case.
Judge Scheinblum told me in a private conference that he had over 1,000-something letters sent from all over the country about my case, and he wanted me to sign a document and saying that I would never, that I would not sue the town of Enfield if he acknowledged my case.
Did he tell you not to talk to me anymore and your case would go okay?
He told me that if I didn't talk to Steve and if I didn't talk to anybody else, and I had to stop talking at the town hall because while this was all going along, every other Monday night, I was in the town hall meetings telling the town council about what happened to me.
All right, so Howard Scheinblum told you this, or the prosecutor?
Howard Scheinblum.
So the judge told you not to talk to me specifically?
Told me not to talk to any reporters, anybody on the internet, and told me that not to talk about the case anymore.
All right, so they were basically talking about me because the letters would have been sent because of my actions, correct?
In lieu of you, right.
All right. So
he also told me it was going to make my life very difficult. My lawyer came back to me, Mr. Charlie Hines, who used to be a prosecutor. What a mistake hiring him. Him and Judge Scheinblum were good friends, and he kept coming back to me with all these deals. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. I was attacked on my own property, attacked in places that I paid taxes on. I didn't do anything to provoke this other than affecting somebody out of the house that didn't pay rent. Yeah. And it was a very touch and go situation all the way through it. I've never been so humiliated in my life there.
Did the Enfield, Connecticut police officer, did they go to various jobs that you had and tell your boss to fire you?
The officers that arrested me went to my boss and told him that I was beating up. I beat up a 14-year-old or 14. She knew it was either 14 or 15 at the time. But they went to my boss and told him that I beat up a 15-year-old girl.
What job was this?
This is when I was working at the car lot. It was a good thing that my boss could be better at that.
But did you get fired from any jobs because of the police?
I didn't get fired from that job, but my life was very difficult over there because the officers would drive by, they would stop in, they would give me problems every time I saw them. They would pull me over for almost nothing at all.
So you're being harassed by police officers?
I was definitely being harassed. Not only that, I'm the only house in the street that keeps getting robbed, and they don't do anything about it.
They don't investigate?
They don't investigate it. My motorcycle was stolen, they didn't care. I had a dirt bike that was stolen, they didn't care. People have stolen gas tanks off the side out of the back of my trucks.
Did police, Enfield police, go to like three or four different jobs that you had and try to get you fired?
There's two of them, and they were unsuccessful when they tried.
So the police were trying to get you fired from jobs?
Right.
All right. You were facing some other charges regarding Howard Scheinblum? Because there was a hearing on him whether he should be disbarred or not. I spoke, and did Scheinblum drop charges against you the following day on your court case?
Right.
All right, because I testified at the legislature.
Right.
All right. After it was broadcast live on TV. Were the police different to you? The Enfield Police Department, were they different to you after that day? The Enfield Police, did they have a different stance? Did they harass you anymore after that?
No, the Enfield Police haven't talked to me in years now.
So it abruptly stopped after that.
It was kind of funny though. About 6 months later, Officer Vegan was an Enfield police officer. Made the papers. He did a hit and run in Windsor Locks.
Now, is it a prostitute involved? Drugs? Drinking? What?
No one knows for sure, but it was never said in the papers. But I know somebody that lives in Windsor Locks and told me that there was a girl in the car and he hit the car. And I was told that he went and brought her home and then came back to the scene of accident later. I was told that he was drinking too.
Was it another underage girl that he was with?
I don't know for sure. I was only told this. There was other people that were involved that knew the story.
So Officer Deegan lost a job for...
Officer Deegan still works for the Enfield Police Department. He did a hit and run, which is a police officer in this town, he should know better. He left the scene of an accident. And for the life of me, I can't understand why he's still a police officer in the Enfield Task Force.
All right. Wow, I didn't know that. So you can leave the scene of an accident, you can commit crimes, and be a police officer.
Still be a police officer, absolutely.
Wow. But you were pulled over by police recently, and what they say to you? I mean, you mentioned that
I was pulled over by Standby one night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. There was nothing else better to do, I guess, with this officer. He told me that he received several complaints coming from my house that was from me. And
then you complained about police.
I complained about the police, and he let me go.
So he didn't want to pursue you because he felt that you were harassed, or he just didn't want to be associated with officers that were harassing you.
Right.
All right.